What if we told you there are people who look like they're simply fake, but are 100% real? There are people in the world with abilities or conditions so weird they'll make you question the limits of what's possible. Today, we look at the 15 most bizarre people that actually exist. These are real stories that inspire, surprise, and show you that life can always break the rules of ordinary. Let's begin it with number 15. Siblings born without eyes or speech. Most of us never think twice about what it means to see or speak. But for Louise and Valence, life began in total silence and darkness. Neither was born with eyes, and Valence, unlike his brother, also can't hear or speak, making his world a locked room with no windows. Countless doctors tried to explain it, but none could. Still, their parents never once saw them as broken. After losing 4 newborns in a row, the day Louise survived was a miracle. The fact that he was born blind didn't matter. They loved him unconditionally. When Valence arrived 2 years later, with even more complex challenges, they met him with the same love. To them, both boys are not tragedies. They're answered prayers. Against all odds, these 2 brothers are still here, still growing. And while the world may see only what they lack, their family sees 2 living reminders that love doesn't need eyes or words to be felt. So, always be thankful to God for what you have. Number 14. Roger, 40 years with rhinophyma. Well, Roger once had a perfectly normal life like you and me. Then a pimple appeared on his nose and never stopped growing. Over time, that tiny bump turned into massive drooping tumors that swallowed his nose and distorted his face. For almost 40 years, he lived with rhinophyma, an extreme skin disorder that thickens the nose with swollen tissue and massive pores. There is no diagnosis and no clear answers, just stares, discomfort, and the slow erosion of normalcy. Eating became hard. Sleeping was worse. Breathing, sometimes nearly impossible. Every time he walked outside, people stared. Whispers followed. What started as a skin condition turned into a social prison. Finally, after decades, Roger found a specialist who diagnosed his condition and performed a complex surgery to remove the growths. It wasn't just a physical relief, it was an emotional release. After years of hiding behind his own face, Roger is learning to live again. Slowly, yes, but for the first time in years, he sees himself in the mirror. Number 13. Tiffany Wiedekind. Tiffany is living proof that miracles can still happen. Based in Ohio, she survived progeria, a brutal condition that rapidly ages the body, far beyond what doctors thought possible. Her small frame often drew stares. Many mistook her for a fragile 80-year-old. But behind that appearance is a 47-year-old girl who lives boldly. As a child, she danced ballet, played sports, and was even a cheerleader, despite knowing her body wasn't like the others. In her 20s, things took a turn. Hair loss, dental problems, and joint pain began, just like what happened to her brother. Tests confirmed what they feared: progeria, a condition that usually claims lives by adolescence. Yet Tiffany defied the odds. Nearing 48, she's the oldest known survivor. Though she lives with cardiovascular disease and arthritis, her spirit is untouched. Family and friends call her a beacon, someone whose strength and hope continue lighting the way for others just like her. Number 12. Romesh Darji. When Romesh was born in Nepal, everything looked fine. But 2 weeks later, his skin began cracking, thickening, and peeling in painful, hard layers. His parents watched helplessly as their baby slowly turned into something unrecognizable. Romesh had harlequin ichthyosis, a rare condition that traps the body in rigid, armor-like skin. Moving hurt. Talking was nearly impossible. He couldn't even walk. In his village, children avoided him. Some were afraid. Some just stared. His parents, heartbroken and poor, had no way to help him until something unexpected happened. The Joss Stone Foundation stepped in. They paid for his treatment, flew in experts, and slowly began removing the dead layers that trapped him. For the first time, Romesh felt moisture on his skin and relief from constant pain. His fight isn't over, but he has hope now. What once seemed like a slow, quiet sentence is becoming a unique new chapter. Number 11. Sebastian Quinn. For the past several years, Sebastian has lived inside a body that feels more like bark than skin. He has epidermodysplasia verruciformis, better known as tree man syndrome, a genetic mutation that leaves his immune system helpless against wart-like growths. They sprout from his hands, his feet, thick like wood, turning everyday tasks into near impossible feats. At 17, he had to quit school and couldn't even wear regular shoes. The pandemic isolated him further. His condition made him high risk, and the world became even smaller. But the worst part was the stares and the names. Once, in a public pool, other kids called him a monster. That kind of cruelty cuts deeper than any medical report. But Sebastian didn't stay hidden. With time and unimaginable strength, he stepped back into the world. No longer ashamed, he's now a face for those who live with rare, misunderstood conditions. He isn't just surviving, he's standing tall, warts, scars and all, living proof that you can grow through anything, even with tree hands. Number 10. Gaurav Garam. From a distance, Gaurav looks like any other cheerful kid in Nepal until you notice the third arm growing from his shoulder. That extra limb isn't functional. It's the undeveloped remains of a conjoined twin fused into his spine in the womb. His condition, spina bifida, often limits movement, but Gaurav can still walk. The problem is that his third arm is starting to cause real discomfort. Doctors want to remove it, but surgery risks damaging the delicate nerves in his spine, possibly leaving him paralyzed. On top of that, Gaurav's family is caught in a deep spiritual trap. Their local Hindu shamans insist the limb is sacred and must remain untouched. For them, this isn't just medicine, it's fate. So now Gaurav lives suspended between two realities. One where the arm keeps interfering with daily life, and another where removing it could cost him everything. Caught between tradition and science, all he wants is to live freely. Number 9. Rachel Winnard. Rachel is nearly 40 and locked in a body that refuses to stay soft. She has fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva, where muscles and connective tissues slowly turn into bone. Think of it like a second skeleton growing inside her. At 19 months old, bumps appeared on her back. Doctors misdiagnosed her. Chemotherapy followed. Radiation. None of it helped. At age 12, the real diagnosis came, and with it, a lifetime sentence. Her neck, arms, and hips stiffened. Everyday tasks vanished. Rachel became completely dependent on her husband, who now cares for her full time. But Rachel is not bitter. She's resilient. She leans on love, not despair. Despite the isolation and pain, she finds strength in her support system. The disease has taken much, but not her voice. Her existence is not tragic, it's triumphant. She's living proof that even when the body turns to stone, the human spirit refuses to harden. And that is a strength no disease can touch. Number 8. Scarlet checkers. Well, Scarlet always moved in ways that puzzled others. And finally, she got the reason. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, or type 3 hypermobility, a rare genetic condition, makes her joints and skin unusually stretchy. As a kid, she just thought she was extra bendy. Dinner time was a flexathon. Her limbs twisted every which way, and her stepmom's rule stayed firm: feet off the table. But it wasn't until adulthood that the diagnosis arrived. EDS causes dislocations, fatigue, and chronic pain, and often leads to wheelchairs. But Scarlet turned it into art. She's now a full-time contortionist, clown, and sideshow performer, touring with her group, The Birthday Party, which includes 3 clowns and 1 alien. Some within the EDS community have questioned her choices, fearing it sends the wrong message. But Scarlet listens to her body, respects its limits, and lives out loud anyway. She's not trying to be anyone's inspiration. She's just here to laugh, bend, perform, and keep dancing until EDS takes the stage from her. Number 7. Dare Flanagan. Dare was born in Northern Ireland with Apert syndrome, a rare condition where the skull fuses too early, squeezing the brain and warping the face. His eyes sat wide apart. His fingers and toes were fused. By the time he was 1, he needed urgent surgery to relieve pressure on his growing brain. Without it, his skull might have crushed his spine. That was just the beginning. Over the years, Dare underwent more than 20 surgeries, including one where doctors removed, reshaped, and replaced his entire skull. Most kids worry about scraped knees. Dare faced operating tables, recovery beds, and constant physical battles. But he never stopped smiling, never stopped pushing. He knows his reflection is different, but he doesn't let that hold him back. Instead, he shows the world that strength isn't about look. It's about what you're willing to endure. Dare's is thriving, and every scar he carries is proof that he was never meant to live quietly. Number 6. Abul Bajandar. For years, Abul has lived trapped in his own body. He suffers from tree man syndrome. His hands and feet are covered in bark-like growths, heavy and disfiguring, like tree roots fused to his limbs. In 2016, he underwent 25 surgeries to remove over 5 kilograms of these malformations. He dreamed of holding his daughter, driving again, living a normal life. But the growths came back, worse, faster, heavier. Now, even lifting a glass of water is a challenge. In pain and despair, Abul did something desperate. He begged doctors to amputate both his hands, but they refused, hoping for another path. That refusal left him stuck between agony and false hope. Every day is a battle. And while the world debates science and ethics, Abul's only wish is simple: to stop suffering. Sometimes, survival isn't about living longer. It's about living with dignity. And Abul's still waiting for that chance. What do you think about him? Let us know. Number 5. Lucas Caldwell. Lucas and Ben Caldwell were born minutes apart, twins who looked nearly identical, until one of their faces began to change. At age 7, Lucas was diagnosed with Perry-Romberg syndrome, a rare condition where one side of the face slowly wastes away. As the years passed, his reflection drifted further from his brothers. Confidence didn't come easy. But Ben? He stayed right there. That twin bond grounded Lucas when his own image didn't. Instead of hiding, Lucas chose to speak. TikTok became his outlet, his stage, and his lifeline. His honest, funny, and deeply vulnerable videos gained millions of followers. Now 21, Lucas isn't chasing fame. He's just trying to stay real. He spreads awareness not by preaching, but by living. Through every clip, he reminds people that beauty isn't symmetry. And when your face changes, your value doesn't. He's not masking anything. He's showing the world exactly who he is. Number 4. Megan Hope Brine. Before Megan even took her first breath, doctors had already given up on her. Born with holoprosencephaly, which is a super rare and weird condition where the brain doesn't split into two hemispheres, her prognosis was grim. She had a cleft lip, missing fingers and toes, and fluid building dangerously in her skull. Doctors sent her home to die in peace. But Megan had other plans. Against all odds, she kept breathing, kept fighting. Eventually, surgeons implanted a shunt in her skull to relieve the pressure. Reconstructive surgeries gave her a thumb, cheeks, a nose, and eyelids. Every inch of her recovery was earned in blood, stitches, and willpower. Her family's love never wavered. It wrapped her in hope and carried her forward. Now, Megan goes to school, plays, and lives. She's not just surviving a condition most never make it through, she's becoming a beacon. Megan's story isn't about medical odds. It's about the unshakable force. Number 3. Kiara Bordy. Kiara Bordy didn't walk into the fashion industry quietly. She turned every step into a statement. After surviving a horrific moped crash that took her leg, she could have retreated. Instead, she showed up to the runway with a crystal-covered prosthetic and a presence that shook the room. Born in Tarquinia, Italy, Kiara redefined what beauty looks like. At just 24, she's done more than wear clothes. She's worn power, pain, and unapologetic pride. She didn't ask for sympathy. She demanded space. While many still hesitate to embrace visible differences, Kiara turned hers into her signature. Her walk, confident. Her vibe, untouchable. She may not flood social media with updates in 2025, but her impact is permanent. She gave people permission to stop hiding. Glamour, she proves, isn't flawless legs or perfect proportions. It's how boldly you carry your scars. Kiara doesn't model perfection, she models realness. Number 2. Ashley Kurpiel. Ashley is 36 and slowly turning to stone. She has fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva, a condition where muscles, ligaments, and even tendons harden into bone. Piece by piece, her body locks itself in place. One arm has already been amputated. Her right leg is next. Doctors don't know how long she has before full immobilization, but Ashley isn't waiting around. Instead, she's traveling, racing marathons in a wheelchair, living hard while she still can. She knows the outcome, but she refuses to hand it power. Every moment is urgent, every breath a rebellion. Her disease steals freedom inch by inch, but she takes back joy mile by mile. She lives fully not in spite of the petrification, but because of it. Time is short. That's her truth. But giving up? That's not in her bones. Ashley is chasing experience, memory, and meaning, not because it's easy, but because it matters. And if she's going to turn to stone, she'll do it on her own terms. Number 1. Isla Paige Kilpatrick. At just 6, Isla lives with a condition so rare that she may be the only one on Earth who has it. Diagnosed with mandibuloacral dysplasia, often called Benjamin Button disease, her body ages rapidly, giving her the look of someone far older. Born prematurely at 36 weeks, Isla nearly died from suffocation at just 3 months old. Doctors found her tongue was blocking her airway when she cried, and emergency surgery saved her. In 2017, the terrifying diagnosis followed. While her peers ran and played, Isla struggled with hearing loss and limited mobility, challenges usually faced in old age. But here's the twist. Isla's energy is contagious. Against all odds, she's thriving in school, making friends, and beaming with joy. Her mom once feared rejection from classmates, but Isla's smile lights up every room she enters. Even with pain, her childhood is full of laughter. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you very soon.